The journey to becoming the first is never easy. It means facing obstacles head on, proving doubters wrong, and finding the courage to lead when there's no roadmap. Take Dave Severn, for example, the firstborn in a family of 8, Montrose's first individual state champion, a cornerstone of Montrose's first team to win it all. And he didn't stop there. Dave became Montrose's first Division I All-American in wrestling, showing every young wrestler who followed that yes, you can win here. Your team can win here, and you can compete and succeed at the very highest level. And Dave would be the first to say, it's all about the team. In 1975, just 1 year after finishing runner-up, this determined group of Rams captured Montrose's first ever state wrestling championship. Led by individual champions Dave and Dan Severn, and backed by all-state standouts Jim Schaefer, Jerry Silva, Tony Paletti, Pat Schaefer, and Bob Grasinski, they laid the foundation for a dynasty. That year, Coach Tom Castile won his first Coach of the Year award. Assistant coach Greg Whitney, himself a member of Montrose's first ever wrestling team in 1970, remembers, Coach Castile was a strategist, a tactician, and a skilled motivator. He wasn't just my coach, or even later when he was my boss. He was like a big brother. This was a program built on brothers. The Palettis, the Silvas, the Schaefers, the Severns, and so forth. And if you didn't have a brother on the roster, you found one in the wrestling room. Freshman Bob Farr remembers the day stopping when the Severn brothers went live in practice. It was an event. Everyone lined the wall and watched 2 fierce gladiators go at it. And Jerry Silva laughed. It wasn't just about proving yourself to your peers in the room. It was about proving yourself in your own house. The intensity was real. Dave Severn recalls Coach Castile rewarding pins with coupons for free ice cream. Until his Rams started racking up so many pins, he had to shut the coupon program down or get a third job. And there were lighter moments, like running the big square. Freshman Jerry Silva got talked into a shortcut through the woods by heavyweight Stan Nippa. They finished back at the school way ahead of the team. Coach Castile knew instantly. Stan was sent back out, and Jerry got the famed look from Coach and knew that it was his first and last warning. Coach Castile knew that the talented Rams would win a lot of matches on conditioning, and there wasn't a school in the state of Michigan that conditioned like Montrose. There were the Sunday night idiot races that involved crab walks, somersaults, wheelbarrows, chalkboard erasers, running backwards, etc. It was a competition, and the winning team was rewarded with doing fewer wind sprints. Bob Krasinski remembers it well. It was another way to condition and to keep your competitive edge sharp and focused. And the name Idiot Races speaks for itself. Then there were the ups and downs. If you were slacking off or goofing off, there were the dreaded ups and downs, running in place and dropping to your chest to the mat on the sound of the whistle, only to have to bounce back to be ready for the next whistle. 100-plus ups and downs were very common, and 250 weren't unheard of. Nobody was going to beat Montrose on cardio alone. Coach knew that. He held a special camp all Thanksgiving weekend to focus on technique with a fair amount of cardio and team building mixed in. He also knew that it would take care of that third piece of pumpkin pie when many had to start making weight. In February, the team knew they were hitting their stride. The Rams edged Durand at the New Lothrop Invitational. This was a hard-fought win that wasn't decided until the finals of the tournament that assured the Rams that they could wrestle with anybody. Then they won the County B meet, the league title, rolling into the state tournaments ready for history. boy, were they ready. Rolling through the districts and the regionals, the Rams were at their physical and mental peak. And on March 8th of 1975, they were crowned the 1975 state wrestling champions, winning by 30 points over a tough and seasoned Shepherd team. The 1975 state champion wrestling team members were coached by the late head coach Tom Castile and Bob Hayes, along with assistant coaches Rod Simonson and Greg Whitney. Team members, left to right, back row, Coach Tom Castile, Gilbert Silva, Tom Reinhardt, Bob Farr, Mark Severn, Dave Severn, Dan Severn, Stan Nippa. Front row, Jerry Silva, Bobby Emmendorfer, Jim Schaefer, Tony Paletti, Brian Ruddy, and Pat Schaefer. Not pictured wrestlers, Jim Cubby Andrus, Romy Ashby, Greg Barnice, Dan Jake Clark, Dick Dowd, Eddie Dowd, Keith Edwards, Bob Krasinski, Matt Hanel, Ron Huber, Floyd Keith, John Caruta, Tom Lovas, Russ Lund, Drew Powell, Brian Reinhardt, Scott Stauffer, and Scott Whitney. Those 1975 teammates no longer with us include Dan Jake Clark, Dick Dowd, Tony Paletti, Drew Powell, and Stan Nippa. The 1975 cheerleaders and mat mates include Julie Barnice, Cindy D. Laverne, Janet Martin, Patty Ranger, Carol Sutherland, Sandy Wilson, Roseanne Turowitz, Nancy Axtell, Candy Allard, manager Judy Thomas, and the late Vicki Beatley and Dana Gage Bamberger. This was a team of firsts, a team of brothers, a team that expanded into the Montrose wrestling family that set the standard for years of wrestling greatness to come. And in 1975, they lit the spark that became a dynasty. Coach Castile and team were well on their way. And now we welcome them to the Montrose Sports and Community Hall of Fame. Please come to the stage.